Good evening. This is the Lego Flash stop motion featuring Edbound. That's me. This is by Cobsy 911, and he asked me not to hold anything back when reviewing this. So this time I'm gonna watch the video and pause it whenever I have a thought that I think needs to be shared. I'm going to tell you my very first thoughts as they come to me. Some of them might not be the nicest thoughts, but they're the honest thoughts. And honestly, when I watch a lot of YouTube videos, I'm not very kind. So I'm letting you know how an audience member feels watching your video. He said don't hold anything back. So instead of judging this as I would normally judge with the lens of somebody with less experience in filmmaking creating this, I'm now going to give you the full weight of my judgment as if you were a Hollywood studio producing a movie with $1 billion budget. And I'm going to tell you what I do not like about it and what I do like about it. Let's begin. So the very first frame, not particularly catching, but let's see how it starts out.
You need to stop.
Okay, so that's not bad. My only issue is that the visible sticky tack is one thing that my eye is immediately drawn to, so just make sure that you can't see that.
You need to stop this before someone gets hurt.
I don't like the voice acting here. I don't think the delivery there was very... it didn't feel right, you know, it just didn't feel like there was enough force behind it. It kind of felt a little bit stilted, a little bit awkward, a little bit...
You need to stop this before someone gets hurt.
It kind of feels like you're stumbling over your words too a bit, you know? It doesn't feel like you're very confident in saying that. And voice acting with confidence is a very big deal. You got to be able to enunciate. You got to be able to show different levels of emotion. But here, he kind of just doesn't really feel like the stakes are very high. I think the lack of music and the lack of a sweeping camera angle for the very start also doesn't really give the fight that much of an emphasis or oomph. And I'm only 4 seconds in, so let's see how it goes.
I won't stop until you're a burned corpse.
That's not bad. But I also wish he was moving. He's not moving.
Corpse!
He's just not moving.
Gets hurt.
I won't stop until you're a burned corpse.
Like, at least have his head bob when he's saying a burned corpse, you know? Like, I think if he's standing still, you're not making him act. He's not really feeling like a believable character. He's just standing still talking. And this is something I've noticed in your videos a lot. I think you really need to focus up on that aspect specifically, because if you have talking people, they need to be acting while they're talking. Let's see this part.
A burned corpse.
Animation's not bad, but it's nothing really...
A burned corpse.
I like this angle here, though. This is a cool angle. I kind of wish he was... Okay, he is moving around more, but the animation itself just isn't quite there. He's not being animated. He's kind of just spinning. But it's inconsistent, as you can see. I think the Flash spinning around, that's fine.
Corpse.
That looks pretty solid, actually.
Corpse.
It's fast, you know, it makes sense. There's no sound effect, though. There's no sound effect for this.
Corpse.
There's a sound effect for the punch, but no sound effect for the running. You need to have those sounds, because sound... A lot of people underrate how important it is in your filmmaking, but sound is doing a lot of the heavy lifting most of the time in videos. It creates the atmosphere, it creates the tension, it creates the emotion, it creates the danger, it creates so much that the visual itself needs in order to actually be complemented. Okay, he runs.
Aw, man, he must have got away. Well, anyway, I said we'd meet Iris at the police station at 3. I better go before I'm late.
He's standing still for that whole 10 seconds, talking.
I said we'd meet Iris.
When he's standing still, I don't get any semblance of him thinking about what he's saying. I don't get any semblance of him really feeling the weight of whatever it is he has to do. The voice acting also isn't there either, I don't think.
Well, anyway, I said we'd meet Iris at the police station at 3.
It's a little bit slow, it's a little bit stilted. It kind of sounds like he's talking with food in his mouth, honestly. I don't really know how else to describe it, but like, there is a lack of clearness, and there's a lack of, I guess, flow in the way he says his words, you know? Like...
I said we'd meet Iris at the police station at 3. I better go before I'm late.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that. Sorry. But let's see this opening. I'm gonna be honest. Like YouTube videos, they're very much like you're competing with millions and millions of YouTube videos out there, right? So at this point, I think a normal audience member, if it's not up to their standard, they're probably gonna click off. And yeah, that first 5-10 seconds, it's the most important part. It's what you need to use to hook. And I just think...
You need to stop this before someone gets hurt.
I really think it's the voice acting that's probably the biggest offender. You know, with the lack of movement and the lack of kind of sounds, sure, that's a big deal, but it's voice acting that really is what your audience is going to attach themselves to when you're speaking for your characters. That's like the thing. That's the thing that really makes or breaks a stop motion. And I think the
I
voice
won't
acting,
stop until you're a burned corpse.
just isn't there.
Aw, man, he must have got away.
Even with like the inflection, the tone when he's saying, "Oh man, he must have gotten away." It's it kind of sounds like Sonic the Hedgehog in kind of like the way he's like, "Oh man, I didn't do the thing." There's a little bit of an airiness to it, a little bit of a complainy tone that is honestly kind of off-putting for a lot of people, me included. So I apologize. This is again, it's
anyway,
not.
I
You
said
said don't hold back. This is
I
just
would meet
really
Iris at the
how I
police
feel.
station at 3. I better go before I'm late.
Oh my god. Where is he? He's always late.
He's always late.
Hey Barry, what took you so long?
Oh, sorry, Iris. I had some police cases to do.
I don't like the dialogue either. The dialogue feels very like I've seen this before, kind of. I know it's the Flash, and you want to like keep like a certain kind of thing, but they really sound like non-characters, I guess.
Okay. Do you want to get something to eat?
Hey Barry, do you fancy helping me with this case? It's taking forever.
I was going to get something to eat with Iris.
Oh, okay. I'll leave you both to it.
Thanks, Joe. I'll help you with it when I get back. If you still need help.
What's the point of that whole interaction? That whole little he just interrupts the conversation, but that goes nowhere. It doesn't really advance the plot. It doesn't really tell us anything. It just tells us that he needs help with something. Is it going to come back later, maybe? I don't know. I don't really see him showing up. He's kind of just there for no reason. Yeah, he doesn't show up at all. What the heck? If you have a conversation interrupt the story so far or whatever is going on, it needs to have a purpose. There needs to be a reason for it to be there, because as far as I know, he kind of just interrupted the conversation and then went away, and it doesn't seem like he comes back at all for any reason. So that was kind of just a waste of time.
Hello? Who is this?
Oh, I got it.
Help. Hello? Who is this?
It's me, Cisco.
Oh. Hey, Cisco, what's up?
There's guys that was trying to rob a store, so I tried stopping them, but now they're shooting at me.
I'll be right there.
There's just not enough movement. I wish you animated Cisco. Imagine if you had had a scene where you see Cisco calling Flash and he's being shot at and he's running behind cover and stuff while the gunfire is shooting at him, near him. That creates a real sense of danger. That creates a real sense of urgency for the characters, so that way the audience itself or the audience themselves feel that sense and feel like, oh damn, he really needs to get over there now, because if he doesn't, he might die. You don't really create that kind of sense of danger, that kind of sense of excitement, which is very important.
Iris, I'm so sorry, but something just
Dog, your friend is under fire. Go run to him. He doesn't need to be talking to her.
came up. I gotta go.
Okay, come on guys, you don't have to do this.
You're right. We don't have to. We want to.
Oh my god.
I want to watch it again.
Do. We want to.
I get where you're going here. I get where you're going for here. The whole bullet time. He's like he's so much faster than everybody else. That makes sense.
Want to.
I think it could have been handled better. You gotta keep that. Okay, so one thing is,
Want to.
you can't just have it stop right in place, right? It has to be constantly moving, just a tiny, tiny bit each frame. You have to really slow it down to make it look like time to slow down. Because right now, it just kind of looks like your video froze for no reason. And given like the general production quality throughout the video so far, I'm not gonna get the sense that he's like just faster than everything else. I just kind of get a sense that the video glitched, or something like that, or like the rendering or something is faulty. But hey, it's Flash, so I kind of can also connect the dots that time is stopped. But this little bullet effect here, it's got to be moving a little bit slowly, like very, very slowly. It can't just stop. It has to be moving very, very slowly. It stopped. He runs in. The animation's alright. I can tell what's going on, but it's just not very... The in-betweens... Your keyframes are solid, right? Like, your keyframes, they let me know what he's doing, but your in-betweens are muddled with the fact that it never follows a clean line of action. He goes to the left, he moves down, then he moves back to the left, even though he didn't move left last frame. He rotates, I should say rotates. So he rotates left and moves his arms up. Then he goes down on his legs. Then he rotates his entire body to the left again, despite not doing that last frame, which creates a weird sense of stutteriness and choppiness, I guess, is the term that people like using. He rotates more to the left, this is fine because this is following a line of action between these frames, but then you break it by having him go back and putting his arms up and not really easing out his left turn rotation. And you also don't really ease in his arms, and you also don't ease them out. He kind of just freezes right there. So that doesn't really look good, honestly. This looks a little bit better, but not by much. This next part. Yeah, here. So this is, like, he turns. He moves quickly towards him. These three frames create an actual arc, as you can see. He moves slowly here, and then quickly to this point. But it all breaks here. It breaks here because you move him backwards instead of forwards, like you should have. Yeah. So like, if you deleted this frame probably would have flowed really well into the animation, and have really completed the whole thing. But oh well, it's too late now. I can still tell what's going on because, well, I've seen the Flash before, and I can make the assumptions.
Oh my god, that was so easy. Hey, Cisco, you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for the save, Barry.
Sorry, be ready. Hey, Cisco, you alright?
Yeah,
These angles are fine, but they're really not moving enough. They gotta be moving every single frame, otherwise somebody's gonna click off and watch a video where somebody does make them move every frame.
fine. Thanks for the save, Barry.
That's a weird angle. That's way too high up, I think. You gave him way too much headroom. To the point where I wouldn't have even noticed him move up until he was already up, and then I'd be like, what the hell is he doing there?
Sorry, be right back. Okay.
And he flashes away. I want to talk about this because this
be
looks
right back.
solid. So check it out. You have him rotate, then you have him dip forward, which is good. This dip forward, you need that because that clues the audience into what's going to happen next. And that's what animation is all about. It's all about cluing in the audience what's going to happen next and then following through with what's going to happen next. You lead him forward while also rotating, and then he speeds away. That all looks excellent. That's how you should do it. It also follows the same motion, the same lines of arc.
I'm only gonna ask you this once. What did you steal from the bank?
Nothing. We don't care about the money in the bank.
I'm going to skip because I really don't like watching static images. This is a slideshow, not an animation. You told me not to. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry if this is too mean or if this sounds mean. This is my honest to God impression. This is how I feel in my brain. This is what comes to mind. You told me not to hold back. I'm not telling you that you suck or anything. I promise. I know people are at different skill levels, and that's kind of what I want to keep in mind. But you also said you really want to get better, so I'm going to give you my honest thoughts on how this makes me feel as an audience member. So maybe that could also be used as some sort of source of information for you to better your work in the future. But please don't be discouraged.
Hey, you! Stop! Hey, you! Stop!
Not bad delivery. I kind of wish it felt a little bit more urgent, though. Oh, he killed somebody?
What did you do to my mom?
So long, Barry.
Oh. I can't tell it's a flashback. You know why? You use this transition a lot. The zoom in transition, right?
Hey, you! Stop!
That zoom in transition, you use that a lot. You used it here when he went to go talk to
I better go before
Iris.
I'm late.
Boom, zoom transition right there. Then you use it again at the end here, I think, if I remember correctly.
Something just came up. I gotta go.
Okay, come on, guys. You don't have to do this.
Going to rob Muck.
Okay, I guess you only used it one other time. But that one other time is still a very big deal because that tells me that's kind of just a tool that you use to transition between scenes. So when you transition to a flashback using that exact same transition, I'm not thinking it's a flashback. I'm thinking that it's just another scene.
Hey, you!
There's also no differentiator
What did you do to my mom?
like differences, you know? You gotta like, you know, for a flashback sequence, something I would typically do is I'd put a white outline or I'd make the film look a little bit grainier, a little bit older, so that way the audience has some clue to know that this happened in the past. It has to be some kind of stylistic cue for the audience to understand. That's like it's like a film language kind of thing, you know? Film language is a very big deal. That is film language. If you wanted to make this flashback really stick out as a flashback, you'd give it kind of a shine. You'd give it kind of like some kind of like a white halo glow, as if they were in heaven or something. Something to let us know that this is not in the present day.
Mom.
Play a sound effect even.
It was you.
Yeah, that was me.
So long, Barry.
It was you. That night, you're the man who murdered my mom.
I have... You know, the thing is, I guess, with YouTube videos, really, is that when it comes to YouTube superhero videos, I feel like if you really just try to make a straight played superhero adaptation type of thing, it can be kind of hard to make work, really. I think Lego stop motion is best suited for parodies and putting these characters in kind of silly and ridiculous situations. You can be serious if you want to, but only once you've built up a lot of repertoire with the character, and that can only really be done with really good acting and really good dialogue and really good just immersion, you know, and that's something I feel like this is lacking. And also, I've seen the Flash show. I've seen the CW Flash TV show, right? It's like, I feel like, I mean, I know you're younger and you don't have access to billions of dollars, but this is my honest thought. It's just, I've seen this. Just not in Lego.
Just a means to an end.
You
They're
bastard!
punching each other.
Why did you do it?
My goals are...
He just doesn't seem mad enough. He killed his mom. He should be shaking with anger. He should be like running around, and they should be running around having this conversation. They should not be standing still. That's another issue. If you're gonna have an action brick film with a lot of dialogue, you gotta have the dialogue happen while the action is happening at the exact same time. That can be kind of tricky to pull off, but it has to be pulled off because other people pull it off. And if you don't, then why? Then why? You know, why? Why should the audience member choose yours?
You bastard! Why did you do it?
My goals are...
Beyond your understanding. Now get in my way again, and I won't show you mercy. So long, Flash.
You know, the voice acting, I know it's me there, but I just don't like the super serious, straight-faced played attempt at Lego superheroes. You know, I just don't think it's very fitting. And I don't like the dialogue that usually comes with it either.
Barry, are you okay?
That's me again.
Do I look okay?
He's just asking you if you're okay. What the heck? Why are you so pissed about it? I mean, I guess that's one issue that can come from is that if your character is kind of like that, they might become unlikable by the audience. And if your character's unlikable by the audience, that's a bad sign, because then I'm not going to want him to win. I want to root against him. It's like when I was watching Sonic 2. I hated Sonic. I wish he would just stop talking. I hated his voice acting. I hated his delivery. I hated his lines, his dialogue, everything about him. The entire movie I was watching it, I was just like, I hope Eggman kills this guy. I hope he squashes him or burns him to a crisp or something. I want Sonic dead by the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That's what happens when you make an unlikable character. That's the dangers. So if you have a character that's just asking if somebody's okay, and the character says, "Do I look okay?" I'm like, damn, I don't want to see you win anymore. I hope the Reverse Flash gets your dad too, you know? Anyways, next.
Barry, we really need to get you some help.
That doesn't matter right now. I saw him, the man in yellow, the man who killed my mom, and he also had super speed.
And he also had super speed. That's just kind of, it's kind of funny. I don't know, the dialogue there, it just doesn't seem as like intense. It just kind of comes off as a little goofy.
How is that possible? I don't think there's anyone else like you.
Well, there obviously is, and he's way faster than me.
Why are you being so mean to this guy? He's literally just asking if like some questions, dog. Obviously he is. It's like, well, maybe it's not that obvious. You're like the only person I know that's the fastest person alive, so how could it be two of them, you know?
I wasn't strong enough to beat him.
Barry, are you okay? I came as soon as I could.
Yeah, I'm okay, Cisco. Just
I do like your
a
camera
bit shaken
angles.
up.
I like the angles you take do feel really immersive in the fact that I do feel like I'm actually a character watching these scenes unfold as a Lego person. Only again, the issue is that there's just not enough movement to keep me engaged as an audience member. Like,
Home so we can...
you want me to watch whole stretches of static images, and that is bad. That's not an animation.
Dr. Wells. Come on, Barry.
You know I could just run there and back in 2 seconds, right?
Yeah,
You're-
I know, but I think it'd be fun
He's
to
being
walk
so
with a normal
mean. Why is he
person.
being so mean?
You should try it sometime.
Okay, I
Anyway.
like that. See now I'm rooting for Cisco because Flash has done nothing but be rude to people so far now that I've seen it, And now that Cisco's giving him some sass back, I'm just like, okay, I like Cisco.
You know I could just run there and back in 2 seconds, right?
Yeah,
Although I do like the way he delivered that line. I'm not sure if you're the voice actor, but that was solid.
I know, but I think it'd be fun to walk like a normal person. You should try it sometime. Anyway,
I don't like that. You should try it sometime. But I do like the fact that he kind of roasted him.
keep it up.
Are you gonna kill me now, huh? Is your rage that bad?
You're forgetting I only have these powers for like 6 months.
Okay, great. Then you should be able to walk to your house normally.
My plan is all coming together now. Soon I'll be able to return home.
Did he say that within earshot of the people he's playing against?
See, that wasn't so hard.
It would have been faster if I used my powers.
Oh, you
I
use
need
it
to be
again?
ready for the next time
This
I
is cool.
fight the man
Using
in
a
yellow.
mirror, that's innovative.
I need to find
And
a
you
way to
do
get
put more
faster.
animation than usual, but it's gotta be constant, is the thing.
Iris has been taken. She's outside the precinct.
On my way. Get your hands off her.
Get your hands off her.
You make me!
That didn't look like slow motion. That kind of just looked like poor animation, honestly. And I think the issue is,
Make me!
again, it's not moving. Like, when you're doing slow motion, it's hard because you have to make sure it's moving at a very consistent, steady pace. So, for these 3 frames, it follows a solid pace. But then you break it here. It goes way too far, too fast. If you wanted to make it look like it was slow motion, you would have it go only this much, this amount of space between each frame for the entire thing. But it doesn't. And there's not enough easing into the slow motion. There's no easing in at all, or easing out of it. So that confuses me as an audience member. I thought that was just him throwing a fireball. That was weird. I like that little impact you made. That was cool.
Don't ever come near her again.
That was a cool little camera truck that you just did. Look at
Don't
this.
ever come
Right there. Could have kept it.
near her
You could have kept it on this frame. I wouldn't have minded. Because the camera tracking showed me that you put a little bit of nice, cool flair.
again.
But then you go back, and I'm like, what? Why did you only hold it for like a frame or 2? Ooh.
Hey, you. Thanks for saving me.
I guess it's just a normal occurrence for her. She doesn't sound very shook.
Don't mention it.
So, do you have a name?
Yeah, I do. Call me the Flash. Anyway, gotta run.
My hero.
You know where Barry is? He was meant to.
I'm sorry, this is just not hitting the spot for me. It's, you know, I feel like you're playing it very straight, clearly. I just don't think I don't think the production's quite there to make me believe it.
He'd be meeting us here after he got changed out of his Flash suit.
The only sound I'm hearing is the sound of the characters talking, but there's no sound of the city, there's no sound of birds, there's no sound of cars, there's no sound of anything. There's no immersion. You need sound.
That's a good
There's no
question.
music. There's nothing to really keep me on this roller coaster ride. It's kind of just static images and people talking.
Where is Barry?
Hey
There he is.
guys, sorry I'm late. Our fire guy decided to show up again.
Oh, did you take care of him probably this time?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. Now I'm kind of being rude here.
Did you take care of him probably this time?
Yeah, I did.
Hello?
Hey, boss, the police come.
The audio mixing is very strange.
Probably this time?
Yeah, I did.
Hello?
Hey, boss, the.
There should have been a sound effect for him actually answering the phone too, I think.
Hello?
Hey, boss, the.
What is that? He's like, hey, boss, what happens?
Hello?
Hey, boss, the.
Yeah, there's like a
police
little blip.
convoy is leaving now.
Sorry guys. Duty calls, I'm afraid.
I wonder where he's going.
Be careful when loading that. It's super dangerous.
Don't worry, I'm a professional.
Oh. That was animated pretty well. This punch right there, that was animated pretty well. I like that. Nice bit of action.
Item 2 has been acquired. My device is almost ready.
Cool.
Hey guys, it's Cobsy.
I'll listen to this.
Here. As you guys know, I took a short break from stop motion, but I'm back. Expect more videos coming. Let me know what you thought of this one. Big thanks to Jonathan the Redbird for playing the Flash, Edbound for playing Reverse Flash / Stop to Wells, and big thanks to Full Shorts, Titanium for playing Cisco Remote. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you in the next one. Bye.
Who played Iris? Well, I guess,
Back in 2 seconds.
like I said, you know, my thoughts, generally speaking, is, I don't really like the dialogue. I don't really like the voice acting. I don't think there's enough animation to really keep somebody engaged. There's no music. There's no sound. Like, there's no, like, ambient sound, you know? A lot of the sound effects feel like they're missing. The sound mixing just isn't quite there. It feels very stuttered. It feels very, very tattered and incomplete. And although I like the little flash effects you do, you know, you have, like, little flash,
That's right.
lines.
Yeah, I know.
Back in 2
And
seconds, right?
I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
that there wasn't an attempt, because there was a pretty like valiant effort to make like cool like sequences happen, especially with like the slowing down time and things like that, and even just like, you know, just like putting this stuff on your Lego, you know, shows effort. There's this mirror shot somewhere in the middle of the whole thing that's like, again, like, you know, the good ideas are here, the good set design is here. This is good set design. These angles are also pretty good. These angles put me in the action, right, with right in there with the rest of the characters. Although I do think a lot of these could be, you could stand to, like, you know, pull back a bit, let us see more of the set, let us see more of the environment. But even still, you know, like, you have, like, I like the shot a lot. You know, I like the shot where, like, it kind of
Just run
pans
there and
between them.
Back in 2 seconds, right?
Yeah, I know.
You
but I
have
think
this little
it'd be-
back and forth dynamic between the Flash and Cisco. You know, the fact, like, I'm not. This is not like I don't like using the words bad or anything like that, because again, I recognize people are at different skill levels. You have different amount of experiences doing this, in terms of filmmaking, in terms of animation, sound, choreography, all that stuff. There's a lot of different jobs you gotta do to make videos like this, and you gotta be kind of good at all of them. But you know, doesn't mean just because you're not really quite at the same level as other people right now doesn't mean you'll never be there. Just means you gotta keep going. And I hope that the stuff I said can hopefully help with that. When I talk about things like the voice acting, I feel like, again, the voice acting can be kind of hard, but you need to have like a sense of confidence, especially. I feel like with the voice acting superhero stuff, yeah, you know, if you look at the Spider-Man PS4 game, I really don't like the way he's voice acting in that. You know, he sounds very whiny, like, I gotta help out the people or else they'll die. It's like, I don't like that. You know, why can't he be more like why can't he sound more cool? Why can't he be more like, damn, I gotta help all these people or they're gonna die? You know, sound a little bit more like a normal person talking instead of like an airy cartoon character. And I know this is a cartoon, yeah, but you know, there's ways you can make it more immersive, more real, more identifiable for the audience. And then there's ways you can kind of make it a little fantastical to the point where it might be a bit goofy, and it might not have emotional moments that it seems like you're looking for. Another thing, again, this whole thing with like this character Joe, he kind of just talks to the Flash, asks him for something, and then Flash basically tells him to F off, and it doesn't really come back to that at all. You know, this kind of felt like, why was it here? You know, it doesn't really advance the story. It doesn't really do anything for the characters. It doesn't tell us anything about anybody. It just kind of says that hey, yo guys, I'm here too in this video, and then that's it. Like you're like checking off all the boxes to make sure that the people know that you know the characters from the Flash TV show. But it's like, I know that. I'm sure you know that. It's clear that you like it. I'm not testing you on your Flash knowledge or anything. He just doesn't need to be here unless he's really adding to the character development or the plot development. But he doesn't really do that. He's kind of just like, hey Barry. And Barry doesn't go, I'm busy. And that's it. These fights, there's a lot of fight scenes in this, so that's cool. But again, I just think there's not enough interesting, movable action. This last fight scene here between him and Molten Man, just it's very typical. You put the character on one leg, you know, like this. You rotate them around a stud, and then you kind of just rotate them. That's not very interesting, you know. Make them jump, make them like tackle each other, make them like fly, you know, make them, you know, make the Flash run backwards really fast and then come back at super speed and hit him with a crazy knockout punch like he does in Justice League. It's got to be much more dynamic than what you're going for here, because it's just not very engaging, and it's a 5-minute video, and a lot of that is from just people standing still talking. And it's also for a story that I've seen before. It's just, Cobsy, I hope you try again. I hope you keep brick filming and all, but you asked me for my real honest thoughts without holding back. And that is my real honest thoughts without holding back. I hope that I didn't just completely destroy your morale or soul, because I recognize that some of the stuff I said might have been a bit rude or maybe a bit too harsh. And I'm honestly not really used to doing things like that, but you asked for the truth. I don't want to sugarcoat it, you know. Uncomfortable truths are better than, you know, pleasant lies like, yeah, this is alright, whatever, but nah. I think you can do it, you know. I think everybody has the potential to do it. But as for this one, I think you gotta try again. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you, Cobsy, for submitting the video. If you'd like to see it yourself, I'm gonna put the link in the description. And until next time, peace.